I think that the best way to answer this question is that from the onset of this virus, the Johnson County Health Department has continued to stay in line with the requests of Governor Holcomb. We will continue to do that. We have not issued anything any more restrictive than what the governor has issued, so therefore at this point, that's the status that we'll maintain.
I think the standard is still that government buildings should require masks still, and K through 12, like we talked about, should still require masks to the end of the year. Those are the exceptions to the advisory. Otherwise, the advisor strongly recommends indoor mask wearing and social distancing, as well as hand washing and staying home when you're sick. And I think it's important to balance individual decision making and responsibility with government overreach. I think we can overmanage people's lives, and businesses, private businesses, can make their own decision. They can still require a mask. That's their prerogative. What do you think, Dr.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I'm still gonna wear a mask, but a lot of it too is, even though I've been vaccinated, I do it more from a leadership perspective.
Me too.
But I do feel you can live life in the age of coronavirus. I mean, I think if, interesting, I was talking to a patient who owns a restaurant, and they were talking about, even when they talk about this goes into effect, the lessening of the restrictions, they're still gonna have their wait staff wear masks, because they know that's gonna make patrons feel safer.
It's a PR thing,
Right.
as much as
And I think so. Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay that businesses will. I mean, I think back to before smoking was outlawed. I mean, I can tell you there are restaurants I did not go to with my family because
Because they still continue to
Right,
smoke,
right.
Right.
And I think that there is some personal choice in it. But again, if you want to be the safest, wear a mask.
Yeah.
That's the safest thing.
But
There is, and with regard to restaurants and privately owned businesses, the same thing that applies with no shoes, no shirt, no service, is they can still, maintain no mask, no service. And if they would choose to do so, that is completely, the health department will continue to encourage mask usage
Yes.
and social distancing until there's a reason to believe that that's not necessary.
But I think the nice thing about going from a mandate to an advisory is that basically we still strongly recommend wearing masks in indoor situations, but at the same time, we have so much else to do as a health department. You can't imagine how many calls daily we receive complaining about masks and wanting us to do something about it. If it's not a mandate, then it's up to the individual, and it's up to people to behave responsibly. And I have some faith in humanity, and I think people can still make responsible decisions without the government regulating everything. So
I do think that's a testament to the general public
yes,
paying attention to healthy practices, because if they didn't care, they wouldn't be blowing up our phones. They wouldn't, be reporting every facility that doesn't wear a mask. So I applaud Johnson County and their residents for that they're very conscientious and looking out for the greater good of the community.
I think people should still care because people are still dying. I mean, we still have people with COVID in our ICU at the hospital today. The disease is still out there, though. Again, the prevalence isn't what it was back at the beginning of the year. It's still there, and people still need to take it seriously because people are still getting sick. People are still dying. People are still being quarantined. We're still not totally living life as we would like.
I think it's tough when you get into a debate about semantics, advisory versus mandate. The bottom line is the virus hasn't gone away, and we still need to be careful. And everybody's focused on mandate versus advisory like it's a big quantum leap in the wrong direction. No, it's just a slight shift in the way of opening things up, and it still requires people to behave responsibly.
Things I know people are tired of. Us being on the news all the time.
Yes.
Second of all, probably reading our name in the paper. And thirdly, hearing steer the course, this is working.
Yeah.
But steer the course, this is working.
It's been a long time, it's been over a year.